Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And I have been listening to Big Finish, and thankfully, it's a pretty nice experience listening to Big Finish in 2022. I think they had a significant wobble over the last few years. I've said that over and over again. And 2022 has been about relaunching Big Finish in many ways, in ranges. And thus far, every relaunch has been really good. It's been really good. I loved the Third Doctor. What was it called again? Oh, what's the name of the story? The Annihilators, I think it was called. Maybe it's the one which had the Second Doctor appear in it and an older Jamie. I really liked that one. It really worked. It was different. It was interesting. It was new. I really liked the Steve Noonan First Doctor. Looking forward to more of those. And so I've been listening to Doctor Who Unbound, which is a series I've always enjoyed, right? It's basically, what if Doctor Who? What if Doctor Who is this? What Doctor Who is that? And it's a great little series. It was a great little idea. So they got a new one of it out now with Colin Baker playing the War Doctor. For me, it's a recommend, right? For me, it's a recommend. It's not traditional Doctor Who in that sense. So for you, it might not be. I hope it is. Look, I've always liked pushing the envelope. That's something I've always enjoyed. I was on board for Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who. If it wasn't awful, I would have quite liked it. You know, I'm sorry. I want to tell you. I'm sorry that upsets. If you hate this Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who, I love Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who. Right. I kind of like going into new places and doing new things and again, pushing the boundaries. I think that's interesting. This is a really interesting set. For me, it's a recommend, as I said. We're going to get to the review in a second. But before we do, can you hit the like button? Thank you very much. Fan Dabby, Double Dozy. I like to be liked. I do. I'm not going to lie. I do like to be liked. Can you hit the share button? Also Fan Dabby, Double Dozy. I like to be shared. I guess. So that's but mostly hit the subscribe button. Yes, and I do like to be subscribed to. That is true. That is true in every sense of the word. I very much enjoy being subscribed to. Wouldn't you like to be subscribed to too? So if you can hit the subscribe button, it'd be wonderful. YouTube, not my biggest fans, right? Not my biggest fans. I cannot talk about Doctor Who Redacted, right? Which has been mediocre. But if I read out what the people making Redacted say about it, it's very this and it's very that. I can't say these things, right? Because then I keep getting flagged for hate speech. I'm just reading out what they're saying, right? I'm just reading out what they're saying. I might be taking the piss every now and again, but basically I'm just reading out what they're saying, so I can't even. So anyway, YouTube, not my biggest fan. I'm very glad I still got this platform. Who knows how long it's going to last for? That'll be Fan Dabby Double Dozy. So if you can hit the subscribe button, it'd be great. Well, it'd be really great, of course, if YouTube goes down and everybody moves over to Rumble. I am so up for that. Come and join me over on Rumble. If you're on Rumble, hit the Rumble button. And sign up my Substack, my email newsletter. But listen, you can expect content from this channel every single day. If you do not see content, that means YouTube has taken me offline for one reason or another. Sign up my Substack, you get updated about everything that's going on. And I want to put extras in there, but this last few weeks have been a bit rough. But so I do put comic books and stuff in there. So sign up to my Substack, sign up my paid Substack, which I haven't been giving enough stuff to, and I feel reasonably bad about it. But hopefully today will be the day when I send stuff out to my paid subscribers on Substack. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful, and I am, and I feel like a complete piece of crap that I haven't sent out enough stuff. Fine. Let's get into this review, shall we? Doink. Doctor Who, Doctor of War Genesis. So the idea of this is something I was a little bit nervous about at first. It was Tom Baker has this great "Do I have the right" speech, which for me I think is the greatest moment of Doctor Who. I mean, really, honestly, I love that speech. So he's got like the "Do I have the right" speech, and he never actually gets to make that decision in the episode. He gets called away, and then a Dalek goes over the ends and blows up the incubators about an hour later. That doesn't destroy the Daleks somehow. I don't know. But anyway, so in this, he does. He puts them together, blows them up. They have Tom Baker recreating the scene. You have Liz Sladen's daughter, what's her name, playing Sarah Jane Smith. She was a bit dodgy at first. Either I've got used to her or she's got used to playing the role. or we've met in the middle, right? Something like that. And he blows up the incubators and he starts the time war, right? Starts the time war, and then in a lengthy pre-title sequence, he ends up back on Gallifrey afterwards, and has a false regeneration into the War Doctor, right? The War Doctor, which they choose Colin Baker for, and Colin Baker really does work as a War Doctor. Essentially, he's good at playing bad guys. Imagine a smarter, less psychopathic Baben, right? And that's essentially who it is. But he's very good at doing the evil role. So it really works. But what this really does work is it fills the remit of what Doctor Who Unbound is, which is unbinding Doctor Who. So essentially the vibe of this set, and I assume the next set, which I am so pre-ordering because I enjoyed this, is that time is being torn apart, right? And nothing really makes any sense anymore. And so you've got three... Sapphire and Steel is what people are going to compare it to. I think it's more like The Prisoner. It's three stories with strange internal temporal stories. Look, have you ever heard the Big Finish release Creatures of Beauty, which people hate? I mean, absolutely hate. It's told out of order. I like it. Again, I like pushing boundaries. I like things being new and interesting. I like that, right? That's what I like. So yeah, I'm up for that. I am definitely up for that. It's kind of like that. These are non-linear storytelling. It's a very different take on what Doctor Who is, right? And again, for me, I found it enjoyable. Let's have a look at the three stories in this set. Let's read the blurb. Times have changed, and the choice was made. And the universe diverged, and now all history is at war. One man stands at the center of it all, but whose side is he on? Is he on the side of the angels or the demons? And does he even know which is which? No. He was a doctor, but now the doctor no more. He is a warrior, Doctor of War, right? Doctor of War. First story, Dust Devil, which one of the strongest. I was scared they're all pretty strong in this one. Dust Devil. The TARDIS crew are on the run, pursued by an unstoppable force. Who is hunting them and why? Will they find answers on Iridius or just more questions? So this is really fun. Okay, this really kind of sets up the vibe of this set. You got Sixie, you got the Colin Baker Sixth Doctor and Perry being Sixth Doctor and Perry, the nice Sixth Doctor and Perry, and they're being hunted. They're being hunted by something outside of time. So essentially what it is, and this is no spoiler, but it's this other incarnation of the Sixth Doctor, this War Doctor, getting rid of any other version of himself so he can be the Dr. Prime, right? And it's a great little story. You got Nicola Bryant being very good as Perry, and she also plays Miss Brown in an alternate reality. Great. I mean, again, fun, interesting, and the method of storytelling is different, right? It unravels in an interesting and different way. Again, time, it's not a linear storytelling, which for me, I quite liked, right? I quite like as they try and work out what is actually going on. And it's got quite a nice conceit as they're trying to make it to the Doctor's tomb. All through the story, which I just like. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Lawrence Miles' Alien Bodies. It was a Eighth Doctor, one of the BBC Eighth Doctor novels. Pretty darn good. I like that one. Basically, it was essentially the meddling monk selling a future corpse of the Doctor off to many people who are involved in some kind of time war. Not the time war, another time war before the time war. Aftershocks by Lou Morgan. I found this one the weakest on in the set, and it's worth. It might be because I was somewhat distracted when I was listening to it. But it's still great performances all the way through. Aftershocks by Lou Morgan. The ripples are spreading out. The warrior is on trial, or is he? No one's willing to tell him his crime, so how can he know if he's guilty? And who is trying him anyway? So yeah, basically he wakes up. He has no idea what's going on. He's done some terrible crime. And it's not really clear what's happening. There's a Jeffrey Beaver's master is there in his head, or is he? Narvin is there. There are Daleks there. There are weird alternate Daleks there. There is an alternate Skaro. Again, weird, interesting storytelling, which is getting basically you're solving the mystery of how will the pieces slot together. That's the ongoing vibe of this set and this story. But yeah, I found it interesting. I don't know what to tell you. I found it interesting. I liked it. The Difference Office, which was a really fun idea. I really like this. The Warrior is the President of Time Lords, and Suffering Villagers by James Kettle. Is he the right man to combat the invasion? Because there's somebody out there in the wilderness of Gallifrey, somebody with the warrior's face, and he's heading for the capital. So this, again, great little story. We have an alternate Romana in this, and keep in mind, this takes place shortly after Genesis of the Daleks, so the Doctor never travelled with Romana. And the Difference Office is, it's a great Gallifreyan idea. You have this bureaucratic office where they log the differences in alternate timelines, right? So so again, you have this like bizarre, timey-wimey stuff with the stuffy, boring academia that is Gallifrey, right? Which was that works well. We have another alternate Doctor, another alternate Sixth Doctor shows up, and he's you get the feeling this is an older Sixth Doctor, as he joins up with Shibugans, and he's like a religious figure, and he's trying to lead people into the light. And you're asking what's going on. We also have the appearance of the Krulls in this, and who does the Krull voice? Because it really nails it, right? It feels like a genuine Krull voice. So it's kind of like a weird riff on Invasion of Time, sort of, and they play to the strengths of the Krulls. The mystery of who the other Doctor is solved in a interesting and good way, a way that I enjoyed. And generally speaking, this set is just kind of bonkers and weird, and I like it. I'm looking forward to the next one, right? I'm not sure how much legs it's got. How much can this go on for this concept? Not forever, but I'm in for another box set. The next box set really should have Michael Jaston in it as well. If we're talking about, because this is concerning ourselves with the identity of the Sixth Doctor, right? Or the identity of Colin Baker's Doctor. And that's so wrapped up into the Valiard, right? So wrapped up into the Valiard. It seems like this War Doctor and the Valiard would work together. That's and if you're going to put the Valiard in it, don't just do it for like a bait and switch. They did a Paul McGann War Doctor, the Time War release with the Valiard on the front as being the War Doctor. And as a Paul McGann release, and it was only in one story, and it was like I wanted him in the whole thing, right? But he seems like somebody who will be great casting for this, and I do hope they do. I'm just intrigued to see where they go with the next set. So for me, as I said, this one's a recommend. I like weird stuff, okay? That's me. I like weird stuff, so that's why it's a recommend. If you're a traditionalist, this might not be for you. But maybe it is. Listen. I appreciate the efforts that Big Finish is going to rehabilitate their reputation, right? I do appreciate that, and I think generally speaking it's been successful, and I would like to support it because honestly, I just still think it's the home of good Doctor Who. I really do. I think it's the home of just good, solid Doctor Who. So I would like it to continue, and I just can't wait for this logo to go. Personally, for me, I think the nana of Big Finish, their time when they were weakest, is when they adopted this logo. And I don't think it's tied into my absolute hatred of the current era. I just think it was society in general was not going in a good place over the last few years, particularly the Creative Society, who was on somewhat of the meltdown. It seems to me somewhat it's over, right? On the evidence seen so far, somewhat it's over. As I said, great release, interesting, does interesting stuff. For me, it's a recommend. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.